And what happens next?
接下来发生什么事？
Yeshua's first recorded message in the Gospels.
就是呢，第一福音书里面首次记载耶稣的信息。
And this is when Yeshua said, "Do not think."
就是在那个信息里面，耶稣说不要想。
Now most people stop right there.
很多人都读到说不要想，他就停下，好，不要想。
They don't think anymore.
从那以后他们也就不想了。
But he said, "Do not think for one moment that I have come to destroy the Torah or the prophets."
但是呢，整句是这么说的：你们不要有一点点的时候想说，我来这里呢是要废除律法跟先知。
No matter what you hear, no matter what people tell you,
不管你听到的是什么，也不管其他人告诉你什么，
I have not come to destroy the Torah or the prophets.
我来并不会去废除律法或先知书。
I have come to fulfill.
相反的，我来呢是要来成就，要来应验。
Till heaven and earth passes, one vowel or consonant now will not pass from the Torah till all is fulfilled.
OK， 就是说呢，天地呢有一天呢都要废去了。可是这个妥拉里面这个一点一画，意思就是说那个下面那个母音啊，上面那个一点，你们看到雅欧巴上面不是上面一点吗？下面还有插那个其他的母音嘛，就是那个一点那个下面一画都全部都不会都要成就的，虽然他没有写出来。
Somebody once told me that the Torah and the prophets have all been fulfilled now.
所以有人告诉我说，那个律法跟先知全部都已经应验成就，都是过去式了。
We don't have to keep the commandments of God anymore.
然后我们从此呢就不需要再守神的诫命了。
God did away with the commandment, "Thou shalt not commit adultery, and thou shalt not kill."
这样见我听他这样子讲了，那难道的意思说，神呢已经借着耶稣的废除的妥拉，然后这个妥拉呢告诉我们说，你们不可杀人，你们不可以犯奸淫。神把这个借着耶稣把这个妥拉的教导就废除掉了。
I said, "How about the commandment where we're commanded not to have sex with animals?"
然后我就问那个人你的意思是说那样好？我再问你一个问题好了。那呢，至于那个在妥拉里面说呢，你不可以跟那个兽有那个兽交犯这个。
I said, "Yeah, all the Torah and all the prophets have been fulfilled."
对啊，照你所讲的，那这个律法这妥拉先知书呢，都已经被应验了，而且过去式的不要去理它了。
I said, "Well, isn't that convenient?"
这样子听起来，真的要犯罪就很多合理的借口了。
I was watching television,
我在看着电视。
and the wolf was not laying down with the lamb, the wolf was eating the lamb.
我看到的呢是那个豺狼不是跟那个绵羊同居那个是豺狼在吞吃绵羊
The lion is not eating straw like the oxen.
然后呢，那个狮子呢也不是在像那个牛犊一样在吃草。
The tabernacle of David has not been rebuilt.
而且呢，那个大卫呢被拆解掉的帐幕也没有被重建起来
The Messiah isn't ruling from his throne in Jerusalem.
那个以赛亚也还没有坐在耶路撒冷的宝座上面呢，统治全地
Babylon hasn't been destroyed.
巴比伦呢还没有被毁灭。
So how do you get that all the Torah and the prophets have been fulfilled?
所以到底你是从哪里得到的这样观念，说那个所有的妥拉先知书呢，全部都已经是过去式了？
Yeshua said,
耶稣说
"Except your righteousness exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you will not see the kingdom of heaven."
你们的义如果不胜过文士跟法利赛人的义，断不可进天国。
Now that's a brilliant statement for a Pharisee.
这个对法利赛人呢来讲，你这样讲实在是太奇怪了。
Because the Pharisees were teaching just about the same thing.
因为法利赛人呢，他们教导的也是同样的说法。
The Pharisees were teaching, if you break the commandments of God, you can be forgiven.
法利赛是这样教导，就是说呢，你如果违反了神妥拉的诫命的话，你可以被受到饶恕的。
But if you deliberately break the rules and regulations of the Pharisees, you will have no part in the world to come.
但是呢，如果你胆敢故意的违反我们法利赛人所制定的这一些规条的话，你在那个来世里面你是没有份的，意思是说你不会被复活的。
Yeshua is saying, you guys of Pharisees, you're not going to see the kingdom of heaven.
耶稣说不对，我告诉你们，就是这一些法利赛人啊，他们呢绝对进不了天国的，你们不要听他们那一套。
And then Yeshua said, you've heard it said of them of old time.
然后呢，耶稣就说呢，你们曾经听说，你们听说那个古时呢，有人有话这么说。
Who's the them?
那么这些的有人啊，这个 them 啊，这些人到底耶稣是指谁？
The scribes and Pharisees who will not see the kingdom of heaven.
指的就是这些断不能进天国的法利赛跟文士。
You've heard it said of them this, but I say this.
OK， 你们从这一些的不能够进天国的法利赛人跟文士教导你们这个，不要听，要听我的。我现在告诉你这一套，你才要听。
And all through the Sermon on the Mount, he is saying, these are the rules of the Pharisees. This is what they say, but I am telling you, this is reality.
所以呢，这个整个那个天国讲论啊，那个天国八福的里面那个讲论啊，这马太福音的5章开始那几章之久啊，全部在讲一个重点啊。你看它有一个模式啊，就是说呢，他们说这样，你们不要去做。然后但是呢，我告诉你是应该是这样，这个是你们要做。
Oh my goodness.
哦，
This is all Chinese.
这个全部居然变成了中文。
We don't have time to do the whole Sermon on the Mount, obviously.
好，现在呢，真的没有办法把耶稣的这个天国八福呢全部讲好。
But after the Sermon on the Mount, that's when Yeshua then goes to the toll booth of Matthew, who is a Levite scribe.
然后呢，这个呢，税吏啊，接下来耶稣呢就到了那个马太啊，这个税吏呢，他的那个在收税的摊子那个。他的收费站里面啊，
There are Roman roads all through the Galilee, and if you wanted to use those roads, you had to pay a toll.
然后呢，这个是这样子的，而且他是受过训练的文士啊，他或者是把罗马的规定，就是说你今天呢要通过这一条道路呢，这一条道路是收费的，是有一个收费站的。
This Levite was working for the Roman government as a toll booth collector.
所以呢，这一个税吏呢，他是为罗马政府工作，就在那里管这个收费站。
You remember, Matthew said Matthew wrote his gospel in the Hebrew language.
还记得吗？那个我昨天跟你们说，那个约翰的那个弟子叫帕表，他说呢，当初呢，约翰呢写那个马太写马太福音呢是用希伯来文写的。
Yeshua invited himself over to Matthew's for a big banquet that night.
那个马太呢没有邀请耶稣，耶稣自己邀请自己到马太家里面去参加他们的宴席。
This is a big Jewish tradition.
这个是一个很大的那个犹太人的传统。
When the new moon is sighted, we have a new moon feast.
就是说呢，当那个新月出现的那一天啊，我们呢会有一个新月的那个 party。
And at this feast, there were a lot of people there who didn't have halos.
然后呢，在那里呢，有很多人在那里做那个宴席上面，这些人头上都是没有光环的。
A couple of you got it.
好，有一些人呢，你觉得懂了我这个笑话，你就开始笑了。
Okay.
好，
And after that night, Matthew never went back to work again.
就那一天晚上宴席之后啊，那个马太呢就再也没有再回去收费站去收费了。
He was a Levite scribe, and he then followed Yeshua full time.
他呢是一个受过文士训练的税吏，他从此全职跟随耶稣。
He was the one who recorded Yeshua's first message, the Sermon on the Mount.
他是第一个呢，把那个耶稣呢，在这个天国八福那个讲论呢，全部写下来的第一个讯息的人。
Because he was there when Yeshua delivered the message.
因为他那时候当场就在那里。
And then,
然后，
and it was the second Sabbath after the first.
OK， 这个现在讲的是第一个安息日之后的第二个安息日。
This is Luke 6:1, right?
这个是路加福音的6章1节。
The second Sabbath after the first.
就是呢，就是新月开始以后的第一个安息日之后的第二个安息日。
This is the craziest verse ever interpreted by a Gentile.
这个是呢外邦人呢解释的最荒谬的一节。
You can search through all the commentaries, and it's complete blithering idiocy.
你们呢可以所有的解经家里面所解的，全部都是解得一塌糊涂。
I'm going to show you what it is.
我要告诉你们这期节目到底在说什么。
The second Sabbath after the first, they went through the grain fields and harvested, right?
就是说呢，经文告诉我们说那个第二个安息是第一个安息之那个经文是怎么讲？第二个安息 after the first
don't explain.
对，解释。好，就是说呢，那个第二个安息日之后。
The second Sabbath after the first. It's very confusing. Say that.
OK， 真的很让人家搞得糊里糊涂的。就是说呢，第二个安息日呢是在第一之后。
And what is the first?
那到底这个第一 first 是说
The
什么？
new moon.
哎呀，这个 first 讲的是新月，就是那个月的开始的第一天。
The Rosh Chodesh feast that Yeshua was at Matthew's house.
就是呢，马太的那个耶稣那时候在马太他家里面所参与的那一个月的之首，就是一个月的第一天所举行的那个宴席。
Right there is the first.
就在那里呢，就是讲的就是那个月的第一天。
Here's the first Sabbath.
然后这是第一个安息日。
Here's the second Sabbath after the first.
然后再来呢，就是那个第二个安息日。
It's simple biblical reckoning of time.
这个就是很清晰、很正确的这个是照圣经来讲解的运算出来的希伯来历法。大家有没有还是模模糊糊？再多讲一句话，就是呢，它就是从1号，就是那个月的1号叫做 first，OK？ 那个 first 呢，开始之后有一个安息日，然后呢，第一个安息日之后呢，还有个第二个安息日。这样清楚了吗？好。
Okay. It's just a simple biblical reckoning of time.
为什么举这个例子？是要让你们告诉说，你们如果
And what happened on the second Sabbath after the first at Matthew's house?
OK， 所以在那马太福音呢那个月的第一天啊，那个宴席之后的第二个安息日，那发生什么事？
Yeshua and his disciples went through a field of grain and plucked the ears of corn.
就是在那个时候，耶稣跟他门徒们到了麦田那，然后呢开始呢掐了麦穗。
Some of the Pharisees were irate. They said, "Why do your disciples do that which is not lawful on the Sabbath?"
有一些法利赛就很生气，就质问耶稣为什么门徒呢在安息日做这一件不合法的事情呢？
Now, the Torah gives the poor the right to eat any day of the week.
妥拉明明规定啊，就是呢，那个贫穷的人啊，不管是在一个礼拜的哪一天啊，他们都肚子饿都可以吃饱。
The poor can go into any vineyard or any grain field on the Sabbath or any day and eat a meal.
就是这些贫穷的人，因为没有东西吃，可是呢，妥拉就给他们允许到在每7天的任何一天，包括安息日，你可以进到葡萄园或者到麦田里面呢，你可以在那里饱餐一顿。
They can stand there and eat a meal in your fields.
他们就可以进到你所有的这个麦田也好，葡萄园也好，他们可以站在那里饱餐一顿。
But they can't harvest and put it in a bag and carry it away and take it to the market and sell it.
但是呢，他们不能够带自己的脸盆啊什么的，在那里吃完了还把你收割了一下，装满了脸盆拿到那个菜市场去卖，不可以的。
But this is God's provision for the poor in the land of Israel.
这个呢，就是神呢对于以色列全地的贫穷人的供应，
It's true to this very day.
一直到今天，这都还是真实的。
Jew, Gentile, it doesn't matter. If you're hungry, you can go into a field and you can eat, or into a vineyard and eat a meal.
不管啊，你的身份是犹太人还是外邦人都不管，只要你肚子饿了，你是可以到人家的那个园子里面去呢，站在那里饱餐一顿。
But
可是
these rabbis made Takanot.
这些拉比人呢，居然做了一条Takanot这样的规条出来。
Takanot is a Hebrew word.
Takanot呢，这个本身是希伯来的一个术语。
It means laws enacted by the Pharisees that change or negate biblical law.
就是说呢，这个Takanot是由法利赛人他们所制定的，这个制定出来的这个Takanot呢，他们会那个违反了或者是忽略了那个妥拉的规定。
So the Pharisees said that if you were to pluck grain on the Sabbath, you are harvesting. That is forbidden.
所以呢，法利赛就这么规定啊，他说你如果在安息日的时候呢，你去掐麦穗啊，那个呢就代表你在收割啊，所以呢，这个是不允许的。
When you then rub the grain together and blow away the chaff, you are winnowing. That is forbidden on the Sabbath.
这个呢，那个呢，如果呢，然后接下来你这个动作你要搓嘛，对不对？搓那个麦穗呢，把那个糠跟坯糠弄掉，壳弄掉嘛。然后说呢，这个呢，你就是在去糠坯，又是做工。
And when you stand there and chew the grain, you are now grinding. And grinding is forbidden on the
然
Sabbath.
后你站在那里，在那边再把这个谷粒放在你的嘴巴里面再咬，说，哎。你那个时候是在磨麦粒，哎，这个又是做工，安息日不准许的。
That's what they were saying, that Yeshua and his disciples were breaking the Torah.
这个呢，就是他们质问耶稣说：“你的门徒里面所做的这一些不合安息日规定的事情，就是指刚刚所讲的。”
No, they were breaking the Takanot. The laws that the rabbis added that they're never allowed to add.
所以呢，耶稣的门徒呢，并没有违反妥拉的规定，相反的，耶稣的门徒呢，违反的是法利赛人本来就不应该加添的Takanot。
Okay. Now, on the same Sabbath, he goes into their synagogue.
就在同一个安息日，耶稣就进教会旁。
There's a man with a withered hand.
他们呢安排了一个呢，这个手都枯的人坐在那里。
They're wanting to accuse Yeshua, so they said, "Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath?"
所以呢，他们就在设下这个陷阱呢，要来陷害耶稣啊。所以就跟耶稣说：“哎，在安息日治病到底是可以还是不可以？”
He doesn't even have to answer them.
耶稣根本懒得回答他们啊。
Because if he heals on the Sabbath, he's breaking their Takanot, their law.
因为呢，如果他医治的这一个枯干的手呢，就是代表说呢，他已经那个违反了法利赛所规定的 Takanot。
So he said, stretch forth your hand.
所以耶稣呢，就直接说手伸出来吧。
And it was made whole as the other.
结果呢，手一伸出来，哎呦，全部都医好了。
This is the short version.
好，我现在要讲简短的版本。
A sower went forth to sow,
然后呢，就是撒种的出去撒种了。
and a farmer sows the very best grain that he has.
那个农夫哦，一定是把最上等的种子留下来，舍不得吃，要来撒种用的。
They eat the inferior grain, but the best grain, that's what he cast out into the field.
收成之后啊，一定把那个上等的谷粒分别出来，那个是不吃的，然后那个是留着要撒种用的。
And he said, most of it isn't going to amount to anything.
然后耶稣这个比喻里面说啊，其实这样子撒种出去，有很多的虽然撒上好的种子，但是有很多都不会结果子。
It's going to fall in the thorns, it's going to fall on rocks.
你们的确出去撒的是上等的好种啊，但是呢，有一些呢是会落到石头上，有一些落到土壤啊，有一些落到荆棘。
But once in a while, it finds good ground, and then it multiplies 30, 60, and 100-fold.
但是呢，这个好种啊，有的时候它还真的会落在好土里面啊。那个时候呢，是结实100倍啊。
And that is what Yeshua says we are to do.
这个就是耶稣在教导我们所当行的。
It's like a numbers game.
这个呢，好像是数字的游戏啊。
You have no idea what's going to happen to the seed you sow. But you sow it, and you do the best you can, and you use your best. That is how the kingdom grows.
OK， 这个呢，基本上呢，就是呢一个好像有个固定的几率的原则啦，就是说你要出去尽量撒越多的种子啊，你撒越多的种子出去呢，到时候呢就会有越多的收成。也许那个比例是低的，但是数目呢是多的。
Like me coming here.
就好像我飞渡太平洋来到你们这里。
I am sowing the best seed that I've got.
我现在所撒在你们身上的，就是上等的好种。
I am doing this as if this is the only time I will ever get to be with you.
我每一次这样做的时候，我都把它当做这可能是最后一次我在你面前撒好种的机会了。
And I don't know what's going to happen in your lives.
我也不知道说你往后的人生会怎么样。
Some of you don't have any depth of earth.
有一些人呢，可能你们的土壤的深度没有啊。
And it's going to spring up, and as soon as a little persecution, a little insult happens, you're gone.
然后呢，那个时候呢，有一些你们就会发展一下就那个发展的很快啊，长得很快啊。可是呢，因为那个深度不够啊，所以呢，那个有一点的逼迫，有一点的嘲笑，你马上就退缩了。
Some, though, is finding good, deep ground, and it is going to bring forth an incredible harvest here in Taiwan and around the world because of you.
但是呢，我告诉你啊，但是呢，不管是在台湾或在全世界，不管怎么样呢，你们尽量出去撒这个好种啊，这个好种撒出去，总是呢有一些呢，它会落在上好的土壤上面啊。
Oh, I forgot to say,
忘记说，
those with the stony ground, they left and they're not back here.
还有呢，这个刚刚离开我们去的呢，因为是落在石头上面的，他们离开了。开玩笑的，都是开玩笑的，千万不要当真。